Okay, hello guys, Ruben from the Trading Room. We should be on live from the 5ers. Happy to be back again with you each Monday for the weekly forecast as usual, discussing about last week events and checking some key level that we can find any spot or opportunity for that week. So again, happy to be back as usual on Monday, sharing my analysis and also interactive like the interaction we have with the traders that came week after week to the trading room, so very appreciate. First of all, let me know if the sound is good, if the video is good, small feedback. Let me know who you support for the World Cup, to little bit make an interaction, and then we're gonna move to the market as usual. I would like to show something on the dollar index, which I was quite okay with what happened last week, and it's only the continuation move of what we have seen. So guys, give me a feedback, and then we're gonna move into the XY, the dollar index, find where actually it is, and try to expect what's going to happen next. Support Portugal, okay. It's the last World Cup of Ronaldo, so I hope at least he will go far. Same for Messi. If we have some Argentine, some people from Argentine here, and guys, I'm supporting France as usual, my origin country. We already won last year, but we want to win 4 years ago, but we want to win it again. Hi Hadir, hi Edward, hi Latam, hi David, hi everyone. Thank you for the feedback. Yeah, so definitely Saturday, France, England. We have Alex here that is British, so they are going to be a good fight. It's going to be interesting. Also, I think something interesting in on our social media on Instagram. If you guess the right results between France and England, you can get rewarded a free funded account with us. So guys, follow us, our Instagram page. You just only need to play, try to guess what the results, and if you guess the results correctly, we will take 5 people between the winners, and you're gonna get a funded account. It can be instant funding, it can be bootcamp, and so on. So guys, play. Okay, let's move into the dollar index. Okay. So what we have here is, it's quite clear what's happened in the last weeks, starting from November. So the November week was very difficult for the dollar. I think it went down around 10% from the high. So you see if we can have it in amounts. Yeah, I think. Okay, so this was November. You see this huge candle is only November. So huge rejection, and also on December, which is only 5 days. We are already the 5th of December. The dollar index keep continuing to go down. This was something I expected, and we talked a lot about the dollar index. That at some point the market have to retrace. Yet I'm not sure what's going to happen in 1 year, 2 years from now. I'm still expecting the dollar in the long-term scale, which is 5 years, to be strong around 100. Let's say 100, even 140, 150. The dollar is still very strong, but when you have this type of short-term movement, which is quite very volatile and very high, at some point the market will go back and make a retracement. So this is actually what's happened. I think we, if you guys were with me 2 or 3 weeks ago, we found here a spot on the H4 chart. Just want to show it again. Yeah, maybe it's on the daily chart, but we can also see this on the H1 chart. Yeah, 8-hour chart, gonna be easier to find it. You see, we have this point here, but it was, I think, a very good point to go with the momentum. Definitely, okay. It was the first of all, this is a big zone. It was a big confluence zone, and this was a very accurate point, which was the lowest point of 26th of August, and then 12th of September, and then 13th of September. So this is why very accurate and crucial point. And then the market starting to retrace and go down. We had a breakout here, and then, you know, after it's quite the same scenario that I keep repeating, but when we have a breakout strongly on one side, the market have to retrace, not to the top, but at least give some retracement. Some people that were seller here need to take some profit, so they probably take the profit here. It bounced the back up to here, which, you know, give me an opportunity to go with the market, and go with the momentum and sell actually this part of the dollar index. I had a position in the Euro USD, which were quite well. Same in the pound. I had less exposure, but on the Euro USD it was quite clear. You will see that the setup is quite the same. So yeah, this was okay. This was, you know, nice expectation from me. From now, guys, you know, I'm quite skeptic about what to do right now in the dollar index. Okay, this means actually I'm flat. You know, if someone have a swing long-term position and sold already the dollar around here, he can hold it, that's fine. But for someone that have to decide whether he should go in or not, in my opinion here, okay, if I look at the daily chart on the dollar index, and we will also see that on the USD and the pound, we are quite in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I think the next point, and we also see this in the weekly chart, will be around the black line just here. Okay, so this was the breakout we had. So this was the top in November 16, and then in March 20 we are not so far from that zone. Okay, so let's take it at a zone. And here you see that the markets break it out and then have a small rejection, like a fake out, and then continue on the uptrend. So here for me, we will be here a key zone for me, an inflection point where I could probably open a buy position in the short term. So it's quite the same setup that we have here. It's only the opposite way. Okay, so when the market goes down straight like that, at some point in the weekly chart, we can have some, you know, retracement probably until 105. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting in the dollar index. Okay, actually we are here. The market, I hope the market will go back here to this zone, and then we're gonna bounce according to the top that we are on December 16 and the top of February 20. On the weekly chart, I think we can also see this even better, but let me highlight it for you. Okay, yeah, so it's quite here. Okay, so it's a zone. It's around this zone. Okay, so it's a big zone, but again, when I will see some confluence and some distribution in this zone, I will say, okay, the market probably need to wait a bit, and here we're gonna have some ups and down movement, and then the market probably going to make a move. Okay, so yeah, if you know, it's quite the same setup here. I will see this is what's happened in September 14. Okay, so we have a breakout, like we had a resistance 1 time, 2 time, and then we break out. The market, you know, bounced, make his life, go back to this area, which is this zone, and then have a bounce and continue. I believe what's going to happen here, it's quite the same setup. So you need to be accurate. It's still the monthly chart, so we need to be careful. The zone is big. It can be 200, 300 pips of zone when the market will distribute and you know, will take some time to the market to understand. Here will be the point I will be looking for. I don't know if we are going to touch this zone that week or next week. It depends, but this is the zone I'm looking for. Actually, I'm flat. We will see if in lower time frame we can always find some spot, guys. And 15 minutes already the market react from the London session low. So all the time you can find low, let's say M5, M15, M30 time frame trades. But what I like to do generally is having the biggest picture, the bigger time frame, understand what's going on in a monthly, weekly chart, and then apply it to the lower time frame. So that's my point of view in the dollar index. We need to wait a bit here. It's quite difficult to do anything. The risk reward can be not in our favor. So yeah, I'm waiting, guys. I want to be accurate on the entry, and we have some spot to go in the lower side. Let's move into the euro dollar, which is quite the same setup as the dollar index. You know that the dollar index is constitute of, I think, more than 50% of the euro pair. So the setup is quite the same here, but it's only the invert. Okay, it's definitely the same. And the fact is, you will see on the monthly chart, this is this zone. Okay, so I'm looking also for this zone in the daily chart or H4 chart. Actually, you see we touch here, but there is no confirmation yet. Stochastics is a 180. I don't have any good confirmation here to make any sell position. The market can bring some 100, 200 pips above to this zone, and then going to retrace a bit. So on H4 it's quite easy to see. It's we have uptrend. We can find also higher low, higher high. Is quite very clear uptrend here. So making a sell, actually this is not the case. Like I said, I want to wait any confirmation, any type of zone. Like we have a zone here that we already break earlier today. Again, I want to expect a little bit more pressure in the top side. That will be my best spot for me. Definitely I will not make a buy at that spot. As you know, guys, we are far off the average. The average is here. We are at the top of the standard deviation. It's around 280 pips far from the average. If I look at the Bollinger Bands, and we are at the top. So like my trading book and my trading rules all the time tell me you cannot make a buy when the market is already overextended. Okay, and it's the same in the opposite. You cannot make a sell when the market is overextended. Like in this case here, I will not make a sell, okay, because the market is already at the 20 standard deviation. Probably also here I will not make a sell. You see, when the market go through the 20 standard deviation of the Bollinger Bands, this will tell me not to make a buy in that scenario. Making a buy maybe depends on different analysis. Depends if we have a demand, depend if we have a divergence in stochastics, depend if we have price action, depend of a lot of things. But my playbook will tell me not to make a sell or a buy when the market touch the 20 standard deviation, or go strongly in the 20 standard deviation, because the market cannot be like that. The market is not a straight line on the downside, except crypto, of course. Crypto, you see Terra Luna and FTX. When there is something, boom, there is no retracement. The market drop down and that's it. In Forex, this is more cycle. The S&P also is more cycle. So what we'll have is something like that. We have a downtrend, and then the market will retrace, go back to the mean, and then continue. Okay, so Bollinger Bands here in that case will tell me not to make a sell where we are around that point. Okay, because the market will probably retrace and then continue the trend. So this is how I use Bollinger Bands. I know this is not common and usual for everyone. I hope, and I think we got already some plan to make a course, a special course that I will explain how I use Bollinger Bands and stochastics and how to build a strategy with it. I will not tell more about that right now, but this is something I want to teach you guys, and I want to learn I know well the different types of volatility. When the market is high volatile, low volatile, or we can use it. So you know, it's going to be great. I cannot tell more about that, but this is a project that here at the 5ers we want to share with you guys. And of course, I know that again, polygambling is not common, but I used it when I was trading options, which all the time I had to check whether the price is far from the average, if we have a high standard deviation or low standard deviation, to understand the pricing of the options at each moment of time. It's quite more advanced trading, but I keep using it for Forex, you know, and I quite like this. Okay, so Euro USD, let's go back. So yeah, I was telling that it's the same setup of the dollar index. Again, it's a constitute of more than 50% of the Euro USD, so we have the same setup. Just wait that the market start to consolidate in that zone, and then I will decide if the short is strong or not. But I think we're going to have some more confirmation. As you see here already, stochastics on the weekly chart is above 80 and 100, so I want to see something like yeah, let's say something like that, you know, when we have a cross above, and we have also a zone here, so we have quite a nice setup that we can wait. I'm not sure it will be that week, but again, maybe in the next few weeks. Right now, again, H4 chart, I won't make a buy, I won't make a sell. It's quite difficult to make anything. Of course, I'm flat, so there is nothing I can do. Yeah, so there is something like that, you know, quite an uptrend, higher high, higher low, quite understandable. And then we have the average that is at the middle. Actually, here we are especially at the middle. Okay, so if you understand a bit statistics and probability, actually on that point you have exactly 50% chance for the price to go up and 50% for the price to go down in the M30 minutes. So in my case, you know, when the odds are not in my favor, I would prefer to be aside. So that's what I don't have any position actually in the Euro USD. And you know, also in the M30 minutes, the price is exactly at the average. So only waiting, guys, only waiting in the Euro USD. We will see if there are some other spots in gold, for example. I think there is, yeah, I check at gold, and I will also show this just after. If there are other good spots, we will see in the dollar yen also, but definitely in the Euro USD. Prefer to wait for that week. You know, it's always good to be to step away of one pair that you like trading. I definitely like trading the Euro USD in the past few months, but actually here prefer to wait. And the pound dollar, it's yeah, we have actually, for example, in the pound dollar a good spot. We have quite a good spot here in the pound. So actually it's the top. It's the top of June and July 2022. You see that the market here on the H1 tend to go down. Yeah, actually on the pound dollar it's not bad. Actually it's not bad. Again, in the long term, if I see the monthly chart, I'm still thinking the market will go back to the big zone that we have. You remember that we have the market was very trendy between 2015 and 2021. With an average price of around 1.30. We are actually at 1.22. So I expect in the next month the market and the price goes back to 130, something like that, 130, 135. The fact it will not happen in the next weeks, guys. Again, this is what I think, but the market will have to reject a little bit. Because you see the market from 27th of September has pushed already 18%, which in Forex is unbelievable, you know. This type of volatility in Forex happens not a lot of time. Let's say it's one time in 5 years or one time in 10 years, I don't know. But you see the difference in volatility between what we have, I don't know, here. So it's like 5 years, then 5 years, and then more volatility. And we can also see that on the daily chart, for example. Markets drop 5% in a day, 3% in a day. That's very not common. So yeah, I think we have quite a good spot here. Even the market is on a big uptrend. Again, we need, I don't know, it depends what strategy you have and what indicators you have. But you need to find your indicators to say, okay, here might be the end of the momentum on the upside. The market can go back and you know, drop a little bit from here before it continue the momentum. Okay, what we can have here, it can be a possible figure. We have the head here. We can have the first shoulder here, and if the market will do what I expect, let's say the market will retrace, we will have the shoulders, and here the market can continue on the uptrend. So that's something that can happen in the pound. We will see. Again, making a buy here is not smart according to what I think and according the momentum that we have. Making a sell, it can be the beginning. I think there is here in the pound a good zone that actually we don't have in the euro. You see, in the euro we are not so far from that spot. This is the spot I would like to find. There is like 100, 200 pips, but in the pound it looks like we are in the zone. Yeah, this spot can be also this one, you know, but it seems the market give a retracement. Let me find it out, what's happened here. The market drop, and here we had a retracement, I think. Yeah, so it was that spot. The market goes to here, we retrace, and then we break it again. Interesting. But you need to go with what's happening in the dollar index and also in the indices. All the time I keep repeating that the indices is also driving the dollar and the opposite. There is let's say negative correlation between the dollar and the US indices. When the dollar will go down, you will generally see the US indices going up, and this is exactly what's happened, guys, in the last months. Okay, we have in this daily chart the S&P going up. Okay, so we see this clearly. And if I move back to the dollar index, I move to the daily chart, the dollar index is going down. Okay. Dollar index is going down, the dollar is losing value. Let's say we want to have our cash into equities or into risky assets. So this is the explanation between risk on and risk off environment. Okay. So this was for the euro, this was for the pound. We can move to the gold. And yeah, this is also the setup that can be also very interesting to have for that week. This was, let's say, we are actually in a very big key zone, which is around the 1,800 level. It was a support in January 2022, again January 2022, April 2022, June 2022. Then we break out. You see, this is the first breakout that we have. We make a retest here. We reject, go back again all the way down, and again here we are exactly go back to that spot. The market is, you see, the market made from here to here on a very high volatile moment. The momentum was very high. So again, at some point the market will need to go back to the mean a little bit. This is here a very good spot for the H4 to take any trade, and it looks like the market is starting to go down a bit. what can be the target for this type of trade. I think the target can be around the average here, which is let's say 1730. Okay, this might be the target if I want to open a sell here on gold. This is not bad. I probably missed the opportunity later on, but there are still a lot of plays, I think, to go down here. This was for gold. Again, on a daily chart, we have actually this huge, let's say, demand that we have on the M15 chart. It's also good to have this kind of spot when you're a scalper, okay? Because generally at that spot, you're gonna have some buying, selling, and you know, I'm also good by doing that. Not my best strategy or my best setup, but generally when the price goes here, you can take fast profit very, very fast, and then no matter where the price goes, generally the market will not. Of course, if there is a high impact news, the market will break it below without taking care of what's the demand here. But if there are no high impact news and you know, only playing with price action and price analysis, here you can have some you know, rejection. Long void. Hey brother, I hope I will pass the challenge. I just took it last week. It's a roller coaster ride, so hard man. Long void from the chat is sending this message. Hey, you know, challenge is always not easy. It requires a lot of patience. You need to have the good spots in the market. But this is why it's good. We can verify and test you in your challenge and say, okay, this guy very good trading, very good understanding, he knows to manage. So we will bring in more capital. So yeah, just focus and if you have experience and you have already backstage your strategy, just move on. Okay, S&P. Yeah, the market is starting to react a bit at this supply. But still the high, let's say, the uptrend is quite intact here. You see all the time the market try to make a lower low. The market creates a demand. We have this demand here that create, you know, just on that point. Then a one here create a demand. Then we have here, this was the beginning. And yeah, and we have actually, again, if you see guys, if we have this uptrend, we are quite at the middle. Even on the H4 chart, you see that the price is behaving at the average price. So again, prefer to wait. If the market can have, I think the market will open in 1 minute from now. If we can have like high volatility to play with, you know, if the market goes down to here, for example, and connect with the demand, this could be a good point to make a buy. Or in the opposite, if the market, you know, starting to fly and make a new high, playing with the rejection. We got some USD news at 4. Yeah, probably. Let me check on Forex Factory. I think we have a news today. Yeah, we have ISM PMI. We have PMI today, which should affect the dollar. I think it's going to be in 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, we have high impact news in the USD. Yeah, we'll just put it here. So this is this one. It's 5 p.m. Okay. Opening bell of the US markets. I like this sound actually. This is the sound of trade the pool actually when the market is open. So you have a ding ding ding. I think you guys heard that. Yeah, S&P just opened on Wall Street. Yeah, let's find the opening. Let's check what's happening meanwhile, and then I will go back to Forex Factory to find the news. We have a news in the next 30 minutes. 30 minutes. You like the sound? You know, generally at this time, you know, my time it's 4:30. It's like after the lunch, and you are like a bit tired, and you need some coffee, and then suddenly, ding ding ding, you have like the sound of the market. Say, okay, I need to be here. Need to focus a bit. So this is nice. At least in my time, you know, in US it's I think it's the market is 9:30. So it's still the morning, but in my case, it's like warn me to be here, to be focused. Yeah, nothing big on the S&P, guys, at least at the beginning. Nothing big. Gold, it looks like again the market is going down. That's crazy, causing a little panic. Yeah, definitely. I'm not trading stocks. I want to learn how to trade daily stocks, day trade stocks. Michael here is a master by doing that already for between 10 and 15 years already. That's why he came here at the 5ers, and we join our forces to open Trade the Pool, which is a program for day trade stocks. I invite you to see what type of program we are offering there. What do you think about gold during news? You know, I had a very big ideas in gold recently, and this was totally didn't go the way I wanted. For me, when the S&P made the low, like after 30% drop, you know, when we have this drop from the weekly time frame from here to here. So when the market on the S&P dropped 30%, I say, okay, at some point gold need to be a hedge for traders that want to invest and be invested in the market. And this is not the case. You see, we all seen that gold depreciate in that time. When I say, okay, generally when the US indices, and in the past that's what happened actually, when the S&P is starting to go down, investors hedge themselves in the gold, and this is exactly what not, let's say, in that case it didn't happen. So I'm actually probably need to learn a little bit gold when we talk about macro environment and news and what can affect gold. Of course, there is the physical supply and demand. But again, when we talk about news, I'm not sure or gold will move. So I'm not looking at gold as an individual asset. Okay, I will generally look for key zone, for demand spot to understand. That's my conclusion of what's happened recently in gold. Of course, if we go 5 years or 10 years from today, gold should be above 2000. Okay, here there is no question, in my opinion. So yeah, if we talk about oil, which is something different, oil can be actually oil drive the indices, the US indices recently, when we have the war between Russia and Ukraine, and we have a lack of demand, and then the COVID. So yes, oil is actually driving probably the overall market and the overall economy. Actually, the S&P also went down because of an energy crisis, especially what's happening in oil. In gold, you know, this is quite lack of understanding in my side. So this is my point. I love the spread, thinking of joining the 5ers. Yeah, you know, feel free. We have reduced our spreads in the 5ers. As you can see, we have starting from zero spreads in the main pairs. Aussie dollar 0, Euro yen 1, 2, 3, and sometimes we have 0. Euro USD 0, New Zealand dollar 0, and of course we have like pound yen, which is between 2 and 0. New Zealand yen 5, 6, which is very low. You see, guys, you can make the comparison between all the prop firms or other brokers in the industry. I think we have the best spreads, and you will also understand when I don't want to click on the button to make any trades, but the execution is quite fast. We have a quite very good let's say very good technological system that works in the back end. So yeah, the execution is very fast also. Yeah, S&P pushing up. Yeah, nothing interesting on the dollar yen yet. Yeah, maybe this spot actually rejecting the high of 2002. Top of 2002 around 135. We break it until 150. The Bank of Japan intervened in the market, drive the price down, and actually the beginning of that week we have a reaction. Actually it's a very small reaction. We'll see if let's say today we have this zone that can be reacting at the top. See, we have supply here, we have demand here, we have a supply here. I believe that the market can be sideways at least today in the dollar yen. Here making a sell here is not bad at all, at least in my perspective. The risk reward is quite high. On the H1 we are at the top of the Bollinger Bands, also an M30, M15, M5. Yeah, it's not bad. Let me know if you plan to take any position, but at least it may help my account. I don't want you guys to take the same position I have, and I keep repeating that, and it's, you know, a disclaimer in general, but all the positions and all the trades I'm taking or I'm going to take in the future or even today are only for an educational purposes. So be careful of what you do. I have my own perspective and my own approach, and I will manage. You know, if I enter a position now, you don't know how it will end up, and you don't know how it manage. So even the entry is good. Try to work on your own. Try to work on your own strategy, on your own approach. I know that my approach is very different than anyone that is actually watching the stream. So and sometimes I understand that we can have some you know some differences in strategy or in trading in general, but that doesn't mean that I will not be profitable and you will not be profitable. You know what I mean. But yeah, trading is at your own risk, guys. Keep reminding that. I'm looking to sell Nasdaq. On H4. Like the market is trying to pump here on the dollar yen. You know, making a sell here is not bad at all on the lower time frame. If I look at the M5, having this type of pin bar, for example, is very good for me. again, the market, if I go to the daily chart or 8-4 chart, the market is overextended. I want to have a higher bounce on the dollar yen and then react. You know, we have this spot here. It was a support breakout. We can expect a move bounce to here. We have this spot here. So yeah, the dollar yen again prefer to be aside. And the dollar card. Yeah, again, nothing interesting in dollar card. We have this setup last week that worked quite well. Even the market, the dollar card is very volatile sometimes at some point, and here that's what's happened. Some point you see very volatile when here, for example, move 150 pips and then go down all the way. Here, dollar card is a very you know, when we look at the chart, it's quite very choppy. And when he decide to go one way, it's go straight on that way. But on the daily chart, you see we have actually this support, we break out, and here I expect the market to react. This is what happened, but you see, you need to manage it very carefully as the market here bounce, make a top here, and then go back all the way. So that's why I don't like to draw a line most of the time, but I like to make a zone. Okay, it's more a zone than a line. Nasdaq. Let's move to the Nasdaq, which is quite the same at the S&P, guys. Yeah, very difficult to be in position here, in my opinion. You see, if you look at the M15, it's quite sideways. It was sideways all last week. Then we have not sure what news it was. Break it and then go back all the way. You know, when you look at the M15 chart, the market did not decide any movement. The market here is unclear for me in the M15 chart. M15 is quite the same, but we have quite a huge demand here. If the market goes down, and succeed to go back to the 1,000, let's say 11,500 level, which is here, I would be happy to make a buy and to buy it at a discount, you know. But we never know, guys, if the price will pump or not. Here again, I prefer to wait. You know, making a sell here, it depends what time frame you are looking for. But in my case, making a sell is not bad, but depend where you sell. Depend if you're accurate in your execution. If you already sell here, I will say, okay, that's fine, you can hold it. But if you want to open here, the risk reward is very different. You need to manage your trade differently. If you open a sell here, the market can bounce and go to that zone. So the stop loss would be here, I imagine, you know. So if you open a sell here, your stop loss should be above the high. Depend which time frame you're looking for. But and then if you're selling here, your TP would probably be here, okay, which is the demand. So it's quite easy to see here what is the risk reward is around 1 to 1.5. Let's check that together. So you have 2%, no, we do it by points. 1194.5 to 190, 240. Yeah, it's around 1.5 risk reward. So it depends. If your risk reward is okay for you to make this type of trade, go for it. But again, in my case and in my opinion, I'm always looking for higher risk reward. Okay, here the market can make a bounce, go back to this zone, and then moving back. This is what I think. Again, if you look at lower time frame, at the M5, and you say, okay, my stop loss will only be here. Again, this is something very different. I'm looking for the bigger picture. Okay, guys. Again, we are at the end of the session. Appreciate again making each Monday this type of content, having trading room live together, understand what the market is offering to us. If we can have any spot being flat. You know, we don't need to be all the time in position and having right. You know, in the USD, in my case, and for that week, I prefer to wait. I prefer to see if it goes to the zone I'm looking for. Tomorrow will be another trading room. We will see if we can find any good spots in lower time frame. Of course, in a daily chart and H4 chart, it's quite difficult. But in lower time frame, there are also opportunities, and we will try to make it together. So, guys, thank you for being with me during that session. Appreciate again your feedbacks and your interaction with me in the chat. Have a nice day. Be careful that week. We have some also news in the USD in 15 minutes. And yeah, we stay in touch. Crop too late for more question. Yeah, I'm sorry, Chris. New Zealand yen. I will be talking about it tomorrow. If you want, come and we will check it together. Thank you, guys. Goodbye. We stay in touch.